Hello and welcome back to Top of the World. It's not Saturday morning, it's Tuesday morning. The weather forecast dictates what I do this time of year. So since it's supposed to be really bad and very wet today and tomorrow and Thursday and Friday and Saturday, I figured we'd take the 3 dry days to do jobs that needed to be done. Where are we going? Back in this hole. Back in the farthest depths of the nastiest place you can imagine. Anyway, it's not like we haven't been here before. It's just I haven't been down there before. I had a revelation on Saturday. It wasn't really a revelation. It was kind of obvious. But we've got this old galvanised pipe here that I'm pretty sure is so corroded it's blocked all the way to the other side of the house. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, we're in the middle of a series of videos about connecting a deep well to this house that's been sat empty since 1998, 1999. And we got water. Now we're all done. We're into the cellar. And I've got reasonable pressure to the kitchen and no pressure at all to the bathroom. And I'm pretty sure it's this pipe. So we're going to investigate this pipe. And I brought with me tape measure to measure it. If I can't unblock this, I'm going to plumb in inch plastic. And there's a reason for that. This is galvanised at the moment, and when this house was plumbed, plastic piping wasn't a thing, wasn't available. Yeah, the fastest and most economical way for me to replumb this building is in plastic inch plastic pipe. Inch plastic pipe. But we're going to crawl along here so we can get this pipe unblocked first. And while we're at it, we're going to take off the insulation and give it a good old clout or two so that when we put the pump back on, hopefully we can shift some of this crap and measure it all at the same time. Have I got a spare head torch with me? Yes. I've got some big LED lights just behind the camera. I'm going to turn those round and see if I can point them down there as well. I don't have all this lovely big LED lights on my camera because my camera's an iPhone, obviously. I do have a mask though. Did I think this suit had a hood? I did. Anyway, let's mask up and go and make an attempt to crawl down this hole. Right, you all happy now? Gloves? Right, suit, mask. Eye protection? No. Hat? No. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. Let's go. We're going to go off into this space. Oh, there. You've got to be careful with all this collapsed material. We don't kneel on or crawl over nails. I don't want to do this. Yeah, let's put on my head torch. Okay. Now things get really tight in here. This is the pipe they're after. This it looks like it's got no insulation on it anyway. Oh dear. Well, there's the back of the building. So okay, this is the pipe. I don't think we need those, leave them there. Simon, we can pick them up on the way back. So it looks like we've got plastic pipe here. There is, that's a hot water return. But it looks like, that's funny. That's really funny. If you're in a laughing mood, which I'm not. What has happened there? I mean, is that burst or? I don't know. That's the insulation off. That is. It looks like it's been cut off. So that is a plastic lined copper pipe. But what I'm not seeing is any evidence of, you say all that's been chewed off. Well, it don't look like it's been chewed off. I can't even tell you what's happened there. Anyway, this is the pipe. This is the galvanised pipe we got a problem with. The rot in here is just... What have we even got through there? We don't want to know, do we? Alright, let's keep going into this. Now, that was a nail. Right. What is in here? Jesus Christ. Is that a momentous nest? Oh, look at that. Right, that could be, you see the hole there? That could be anything in there. We could be into rats, mice or snakes. Snakes is my only concern. We have a lot of snakes under the floor at the theatre, which stops me from going in when the weather's warm. I don't know what that is. I would say that's the biggest nest in the world. What the fuck? Why have I got... Why am I doing this even? Now we can see a hole there, look. See that? This is just the worst. And this pipe is underneath all this. Where has this even all come from? Something's been building here for a long time, I can tell you that. Right, none of this looks good, does it? What is that on my head? Gross. One thing I'm quite sure of is I don't get paid enough for this. Right, we have to dig into all that because this pipe's still going. This pipe here. Do you know what concerns me? Is what I'm seeing under here is not what is up the top. Because look where we are. That's the corner of the building. Above there is where the toilet is. So why have we got the toilet outlet here? I don't understand. And then we've got this scenario here, where at some point something was cut up and modernised. Presumably when they put that bathroom in. You know, this just worrying. Look at this bit of wood here, scarfed in on this beam. It's just got two massive nails in it, one there and one there. And it's on that main beam. I don't know. All I do know is that it's not where it should be, and we've got to get into that. Oh, well, let's do it, I suppose. Nothing has jumped out at me yet. I don't know whether this insulation was pulled around this pipe. It's mice. Look at that. This is the worst place for me to be. This is... Where's that pipe going? We don't even know where that galvanised pipe goes. Oh my God. I can't even, it turns the corner there. All right. This is all so bad. We're almost at this drop off here. Right to there. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what the camera was looking at. I was only paying attention to what I was doing. Alright. So this is all collapsed in behind me. Now we can't go backwards. There. Right, well, how horrible is that? Have we learned anything? I don't think so. I don't think we learned anything. Alright, so I'm not quite sure of the configuration there and why things are where they are. Doesn't make any sense. Let's go and have a look topside, I'll show you what I mean. So this is the outside wall. And this is the back corner, and that's where the toilet is. Right, but the soil vent pipe is over here. And this is where that galvanised pipe, whilst it turns into copper somewhere, comes out. So, this here must go through here and pick up this drain. And then that must be where it exits down to where we can see. Which means the galvanised pipe comes up here somewhere and is behind this wall. There. Alright, I've got an idea. It's not a very good idea, but it's an idea. I'm going to switch on the pump, make sure the kitchen's turned off, build some pressure, and go along that galvanised line, hitting it with hammer, just to see if I can clear the blockage. Because a replumb into that position in the bathroom is going to be nasty, and I'm sure it's a sealed wet room floor. It is. We've done one of these before, haven't we? Yeah, it's a sealed wet room. I'm a bit reluctant to walk on this floor because it's been painted and you can see it's really clean. Around the other way in, it's through the back of that wall, and this room's just been decorated. Oh dear. Alright, let's keep that door shut. And the reason I say that is the mess that's walked between the bathroom and the cellar. Look at this. And that's just all that crap coming out the cellar. So we need to keep that confined here. Right, let's go switch the pump on. We'll go along the line and we'll bang the old pipe, see if we can clear it out that way. It's not increasing the pressure. There's a lot more muck about there, look. There's a lot. But we've got no more pressure than we had before. Seems less. Right, that's just trickling out of there. Let's see what's happening in the kitchen then, just to make sure. Well, I'm not completely mad. Oh yeah, loads of pressure. Yeah, look at that. That's really good pressure. Okay, here's that pipe then. So the tank is good and the pump is good and the water to the kitchen is good. Have I still got my light on? Sorry. But that's no good. That's no good at all. I'm sure there's a specific area of blockage there that I just can't shift. Right, we've entered the realms of complete idiot or genius. I don't know which, but I do know, I hope the owner don't turn up anytime soon. And if you're watching, now's probably a good time to look away. Right, I've had an idea. And I've had this idea because I'm absolutely sure that pressure tank works. I've also rechecked the price. I could work here for 6 weeks and the labour price not come to the cost of the tank. So let's not work here for 6 weeks or incur the cost of the tank. Let's use pressure. Oh, like I say, now's not a good time to watch. So in my moment of being genius or complete idiot, I've made this up. Yeah. So this end I'm going to screw into the wall, and this end, well, that's a pipe fitting. I don't really care what it was. It's the internal diameter I'm interested in. And I was really interested in the internal diameter. So what we're going to do, right, is really quite stupid. Firstly, we're going to turn the light on. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this up to this, I hope. Why won't that go into there then? They are both the same thing, aren't they? No, they're not. Crap. Hope I got another one of those. I'm going to put that one on there like that, and then I'm going to put this one on here like this, and then we'll tighten those up, and that's what we want. Why do we want that, Simon? Well, because on the other end of my high pressure line I've got this. Now I don't know what it was for, but I've screwed it onto the end of my high pressure line. Now what's really fascinating about that is, it is exactly the right size to go in there. There's the O-ring. Right, watch. What? Boom! Don't ask me how that happens. But the contributing factor to that happening repeatedly is the amount of stuff I got. Where do I get the stuff from? I find it. I borrow it, I pick it up, I take things apart and I store it and I rack it. Right, that is a reverse high pressure line. Why am I doing this? You'll see in a minute. I need to just tighten that joint up. Follow this line here of all this mess and chaos. I mean, I'm in the worst possible scenarios, nothing I can do about it. What can I say? We're inside now, and it's wet outside, and it's wet inside, and it's wet upstairs, and it's wet downstairs. What I'm saying is it's quite damp. Right. Okay. So then what's happened down here? Have I started dismantling and rebuilding this system again? Yeah, but it's just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, what I've done is I've taken the pressure switch off the top here. This is where the pressure switch off. I put a tap on. I've opened this valve, but I've closed that valve. So now we're still using the tank for pressure. Right, and we're using the pump and the pressure switch. So now we're using everything up to this point here, including this old tank. Right, everything is in use. There we go, we're fully pressurised, pressure switch is switched off, tap. Now the point about this is, there's 2 points to this. Firstly, I wanted to prove the tank was working by having an extreme amount of pressure coming out of that tap whilst using the pressure tank. The second is, I need to draw water from this system, but I need the tank to equalise and pressurise the water so that I can back flush. And most importantly, I don't want to back flush what's in that line into the tank. I hope you follow me. Right, here's absolute conclusive proof that everything I've done up till now, right, works, including the tank. Okay, that pressure is not running from the pump. The pump is switched off. The pump won't switch on until this tank, right, reduces to 3 bar. So this is pressure just from the tank. Proof that the tank works, the pump works, the line works, the backflow works, the pressure switch works. Everything works except the lines. So I'll just repeat that process. See the tap down there? It's turned off, which means nothing is leaving the tank except that tap, which is where the old pressure switch was. We can turn it on and we'll see the pressure going down. The pump's still not on, and we have so much pressure. Look at that. Right. That's why I'm doing this, because I'm just watching the gold fleck in the, because I know the tank works. It's just the lines. So now what I've done is I've opened up this line where that tap was, there. Now what I'm going to do is back feed high pressure down that line. It's going to blow out of that hole there, and we'll see if we can clear that line. If we can clear that line, we have the system working. Then we can get into the bathroom and into the hot water system. But before we do any of that, we've got to get all the fresh water at that pressure. At that pressure. That's the important part. Okay, so then the next thing to do is pick up my hose pipe here, put that onto my new tap which I've just fitted, and connect up the pressure washer, but we're using the back lines. It's the same as my drain clearing hose. Remember I lost that drain clearing hose down in the pipework and I had to destroy it to get it out. Well, this is the replacement, but it came with some bits that the other pipe didn't have because it's not Karcher, it's some Chinese replacement. Is it going to blow up? Probably. Are we going to clear the line before it blows up? I hope so. Right. Unbelievably, so far, it's working. Not that I've done anything, it's just nothing's broke. Now you know this could all end a very bad way. I wish I could be in two places at once. I can't. Right, that's what I was waiting for. That way we know there's pressure there. Okay. Alright, I'm going to leave you there watching that whilst I go and do the other end. I get the opportunity to show you what on Mother's planet I had to do to keep that in there. There. That's what I had to do to keep that in there. And now I want to take it off. Now what we're going to go and do is turn it on at the other end, see what comes out there and how much pressure we got. Well, I haven't been able to release all the pressure because that was probably all a waste of time. There's so much water now downstairs, the tank's become unstable and fallen over and cracked one of the main pipes. So I'm either into a major iron repair or I've completely wasted my time. I've been established the tank works. There we go. See the tank's come back, it's moved. Crack that joint. There. Can I fix it? Probably. Not now, I can't. Right, nothing more to be done here. Switch power off, go ahead. I'm wet, I'm dirty. That's broken. Morning, here we are, bright and early. Okay, so the tank is obviously damaged now, or the pipe work going to the tank is obviously damaged now. The tank's on a slant, there's too much water, and anyway, it's obviously not sat on anything, that tank, is it? So, my plan now is to disconnect the tank and move the tank, and then, install a concrete pad in the cellar, because even if that tank don't sit on it, another one's got to, and it's horrible down there. It should have been done in the first place. It hasn't been done. Now tank's damaged. It's obviously going to move. It can't cope with the full water. Water's been draining in there for 30 years, whatever it is. We're going to put a concrete pad in. So next job is to move the tank, make some formers up. I've got some hard stone base, cement, reinforcement, formers. Let's make a pad for it. I've got to have a go, see if I can get this off without breaking anything. Oh. You know, what's the chances of this actually undoing? Very small, I should imagine. Very small. Oh, there we go. That's what we need. We need that off of there. Wow. Well, that's kind of what we're up against there. Look at that. Okay. And there we go. Right. That's two really important pieces out of here. Now what we do is we go back to the shop. We can't do anything anyway because we can't put the tank back on the concrete slab until that's fixed, and we'll engineer something to go from there. We'll plumb it in something different than iron. I've got to pick up that pipe there because that's the return pipe, albeit it's blocked, it's not flowing at the minute. All right, let's get out of here. Here's a nice chunk of brass. Okay, there's still things dropping out of it even now. This is the end where the pipe snapped. So that was this that snapped off of that. And then when I took out this, which fitted into that was the bend that took it into the tank, that end snapped. So I cleaned this up just so that I could see, but that's basically scrap. This, well, I was never going to manage to clean this out. So that's also scrap. So what I've done is I took the fitting off of that end because I needed it because it's the fitting to the tank. There. And I've cleaned that up. And I fitted that to a brass 90 degree into a copper 1.25 inches, into a mains 1.25 inch tap, into a 1.25 inch reducing to inch 90 degree T. You'll see what this is in a minute. And then a length of copper up to a straight union connector. This is that short pipe that I buried into the concrete. That's the return to the well for the house drain down. We're going to use that. It's not flowing. I've got to jet that out. But this then I can connect and make a connection to that. So that's the bottom half of all that malarkey that broke. This lot. That's now the bottom half. And then the top half, we unscrewed the top of this from the steel T in the cellar ceiling, and that's what that is. That's the right thread to screw back into there. And then once we've got the tank in place, assuming we can get it to a certain place where the pipe run is straight, I know we can, I can cut this to length, join that together, and that's that whole side of the tank. Now all I need to do is make a 90 degree bend here wherever I need it and turn that wherever I need it and then connect onto the top of that pipe. Then when we do our drain down, this will have a tap on this, which of course is closed. When we do our drain down, we'll be able to close our main valve, open this, and the entire house will drain down from this connector and backwards down to the well. When that's empty, I can then reopen this, and I've got a section of pipe that's going to go under the tank, the final base drain down, which I can undo the end, and that allows me to drain the tank completely. Then, of course, I can disconnect the other side and the one-way valve, and we can drain the pipe all the way down to the well. And that's our drain down procedure, and our fill-up procedure will be the reverse of that. And what that'll do is that'll make the drain down and the refilling of the house, which you have to do every winter. This time of year I'm doing all my drain downs. I haven't started yet because I'm doing this. You have to drain the houses completely. If they're coming over Christmas, the house and the cellar has to be heated all the time. You cannot bring a frozen building back to life because they want to come for a few weeks. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. This is scrap. And we've got our new fittings. I can't make this up until everything's in place. We'll make this up actually in the cellar, and all I need to do is make up the extra drain rod for underneath the tank so I don't have to get under the tank to drain it anymore. We can't go back today because that concrete needs to set. Hopefully it's set hard enough in the morning we can put the tank back on. If it isn't, we'll have to leave it some more time. In the meantime, I've got to go and fit a couple of lights for a friend, and we'll be back in the cellar. And good morning. Here we are, back in the nasty place. Did my slab dry? Oh yeah. Did my plumbing go well yesterday afternoon? Oh yeah. So the upshot of all that, once you've had a night's sleep, not that I sleep very well, but let's get out of the light. Once you've had a night's sleep, is that pipe cracked for the best, really, because it gives me clear access to clean the tank, which is really good. Also, it got rid of all the old pipe work. So we got the tank on the base. Right, there we go. So it's not in its final position, but it's very close back to where it needs to be. Now, once again, I need to alter the configuration to connect to there, but this side is key because it connects with that up there, which is that which I made up. So we're going to make sure we've got a good line there, and then we can go back and connect this side up, and that'll give me water to clean out the bottom of the tank and clean out the rest of the pipe before I do the final connections. So I'm going to connect back up the manifold and the pressure pump and all that on this side, and that gives me water to clean the tank and the pipes out. Then we can do our connection, and fingers crossed we'll have pressure everywhere we need it. So I'm just doing a dry run, so I've just screwed that manifold in the end of there temporarily. I've just, what am I standing on? I've just popped in the bottom one there and just screwed that in there. Everything's just put in there, just so I can see how far out I am. Right, trying to line up these pipes. So the water coming up from the well, when I filled this up and had my hand in it, it was so cold, it was actually painful. Wow, done it. Clean tank, as clean as it needs to be. Okay, I'm very cold and very wet. Can I go anywhere to warm up? No, nowhere. So we need to let some of this water drain out. I mean, it's a shame I've had to do this, but it's the only way I could do it. So there we go. That's one of those things. And then we can start assembling this. Okay, I'm doing something completely different when I just found something else. See how far I've got. Well, I've got a good way on recommissioning the tank all the way. So let me show you. So on this side, this is now our route to well. Our new manifold, pressure release switch, tap, Everything going into the tank, really good. Holding pressure, really good. Now I've got a new outlet, because the outlet before, you had to go digging around underneath there. So this is the new tank drain down. Lots of pressure. Lots of pressure. That's the new tank drain down. And then on this side, we've got our pipe coming out of the tank, which we can close off or open. It goes up to a T there, comes back down here. Right, this is a outlet, and this is the drain down to well. By opening that, you can drain the system down to well. And I've got another outlet there in case I want one. And you can also draw pressurised water from this. And then we're up to there. So everything has been replaced pipe wise, with exception to the tank, all the way up to there. I've got a lot of pressure into the kitchen. I'm just working on the pressure into the bathroom when I can hear this drip, and I'm like, oh, what's dripping? I had a drip over here. You can see it's wet. This is the hot water line. Okay, we ain't even onto hot water yet. So I want to know where it's dripping from. It's a back feed, feeds from the kitchen tap. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. There we go. That's on the hot water line. And that's the result of poor drain down. I'm not going to give all my trade secrets away about how you successfully drain down a house, because there are others that think they can do it as well as me. Costs them a fortune. They should just pay me. Anyway, so that's the hot water line, no good. So when we get to the hot water, we're going to find all our lines no good. Right, so I'm working on pressure to the bathroom. How am I doing on pressure to the bathroom? Not good. I've got so much pressure to the kitchen and pressure to the bathroom. Are we 2 more tries away from total replumb to the bathroom? Yep. And then when we get to the bathroom, we're going to be into replumbing the bathroom, and we're not even to the hot water tank yet. Here we go. Right, I'm back on getting pressure to the bathroom now. I've been at it an hour, and I've been pushing pressure back by disconnecting this here and pushing it back from the bathroom and pushing it this way. And how I've designed this works so that I can use all the pressure instantly to clear the pipe. Is it working? Yeah, slowly it's working. Right, so I've got this set up that it's pushing pressure at the moment. So we turn that off, and then we'll open up the relief valve. And what that's going to do is that's going to drain all the water in the pipe to the bathroom. Right, so that's the pipe empty to the bathroom. Here we go. That's all of the pressure all at once. Off, open, and then what I do when I'm going to do it this time, I'm going to put you in the bathroom. Well, I've done enough messing with that. I spent a few hours on trying to clean that pipe. I can't get it cleaned at all. So you can guess it, we're off to town, and not the nearest town either. Anyway, we got to go and get this pipe. So I'm going to replace that iron pipe in plastic, but I want you to see the colours. My thought process, bit of paper in hand, plastic pipe. So we're going with PME pipe. So we need 90-degree bends. We need to get into the steel pipe at one end and into the brass pipe at the other. So I'm gonna go down my line of plumbing here, plastic, brass, and then copper, and find all the different bits that I need. Right, I think I've got what I need. 2 end stops, right, an out and an in, 3 90-degree bends, and a couple of copper connections, brass connections to go. The only thing I haven't got is a steel pipe sleeve. I've just got to see if I can find one of those, otherwise I'm into taking the joint off. So let me just have a look, see what I can find. And I've got the hose already in the van. And then while I'm at it, I can't help myself. We have to have a little perv. What's strange about this, you might ask? Makita's only just arrived in Sweden. Makita, Milwaukee. It's only just arrived. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Before that, you couldn't get any Milwaukee stuff here. And now you can get not that much. Anyway, what do I need? Well, I don't actually need all of it. I just would like all of it, if you know what I mean. Okay, I think I've got everything I need. Now, we need to get back into that cellar. All right, we're back. So what did I purchase? Inch plastic pipe, insulation because it's actually missing insulation at the far end of the building, and all manner of lovely stuff to get me out of where I want to get out and into where I want to get in. First thing to do is take the old angle grinder down there and cut the steel pipe out. Well, take the insulation off because I'm reusing the insulation, and then cut the pipe out all the way. And then I think I've made a decision on what I'm going to do with a hot water pipe, because whilst I was disconnecting the cold water pipe, I found more blown hot water pipes. So I was down there disconnecting this, and of course I paid no attention to the hot water because I don't need to. Right, and then I look over here and I see this. The hot water system was never drained down because it can't be drained down. And therefore the hot water pipes are likely to be blown all the way through. So my decision is now going to be, up here, this is our ingoing to the hot water tank, and this is our outcoming. Here I'm going to put a T. Right, I'm going to carry the hot water down there, do away with the connection that goes in the cellar, right, and then just split the hot water left and right there. Obviously got to renew these pipes. But up here, I'm going to T it. I'm going to take the hot water pipe straight through the house, through that wall, out of this wall, underneath all that cabling, through that wall into the kitchen. And I'm going to come out next to the chimney there, and then I'm going to run the hot water pipe all the way round, down there, all the way down, in under there. I'm going to put a drain down tap there, and then up to the hot water tap. And then this is not the first house I've done the hot water plumbing inside. A lot of them have exposed plumbing and wiring. This is why you see wiring everywhere. They don't put them in the walls, they build the house and then put everything on the surface. However, if the hot water pipe's inside, firstly it will never burst. It will also contribute to the heat of the building, and it's easier to drain down, and it definitely won't freeze. So what I'm saying is, the cold water system, if I had to, if this was a permanent residence, I've got an idea for heating a very small area downstairs. Then I can put a trace element heater on the cold water pipe. all the way. Once it comes up into the house here, it's warm, it won't freeze. So I've got an idea for making this a permanent residence, how to heat downstairs in a confined area, and that's basically by building a stud wall around all the waterworks down there in a very small area with a wooden floor, which I might put in anyway. And that leaves you a very small area that you can then heat, which means it won't freeze. And I'm saying it won't freeze because if it's minus 35 outside, it is minus 35 in this cellar. Not in all cellars. My cellar don't freeze. But this is not your average cellar. This freezes. Can I stop it from freezing? Yes, I can. Right, so the first plan is, and I've got my suit today with the hood, because yesterday's suit got wrecked. Why did it get wrecked? Because of the install of the tank and the washing out and everything, I was wading around in 6 inches of water all day, and the mess. Now, I have mopped up in here because the mess. Well, here's a clue, right? Everywhere look like that. Are all my tools and all my equipment covered in this sawdust mess? Yeah, because it's kin everywhere. Right, let's cut the steel pipe out and then we can install the plastic pipe. Woohoo! Okay, that's that connected, that end. All the old pipe work's been removed. Everything that was crawling about here is dead. Right. All the pipe work around here has been removed. Okay, you missed the pump switching off, I was a bit too slow. Okay, everything is open, everything is open. Oh look, new pipe, new pipe. So all the old pipe work's been removed, except the steel pipe going to the kitchen. There's nothing wrong with that. So from here, all the way to the bathroom now, is plastic pipe. There is no pipe going to the kitchen. I'm not going to run the hot water in the cellar. Don't look at the gap in the insulation, I know about that. Right, that's all fixed up, all the way through there, albeit you can't see. Right. Close your eyes. You want to see all this mess? Now, unless I very seriously mucked up, there should be a huge amount of pressure coming to the bathroom. Huge. Have we tested it? No, not yet. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. if I'm honest, with regards to the water pressure itself. So, but with all that old ironwork out the way, oh yeah, did you want to see the old ironwork? There's all the old ironwork. What can we see from inside? Let's take a long bit where I cut it. So it's not blocked there, it's definitely blocked on the bends. But you can see inside there, I think, how devastatingly bad that was. And what about the bends? Yeah, see, we were never going to be able to clear in there. I don't even know if you can see it. Anyway, I'm hoping that's done. Right, you stay there and watch that, because I'm hoping there's going to be all the pressure and some. That's not wide open. I have just opened the tap the tiniest amount. That is definitely not a wide open tap, because I was a bit fearful of what would happen. And that's all the pressure. That's all the pressure and some. If I was to open up that tap all the way, it would hit the toilet. Right, problem solved. Let's go and turn the tap off. Look at the water now. Amazing harmony. Okay. What that means is we finished, for the moment, plumbing in the cellar. Yeah. I've got to plumb in here and put a stop on it and then check for any leaks downstairs. There's no point in checking for any leaks while the pipework's open. We can now move into the bathroom. Woo! Cleaning. Yep, cleaning. Does everything work? I would say so. So it's the end of the day, on the last day of the week, and well, I think we've got a lot done this week. We have got a lot done this week. So let's start in the kitchen. Look at that, looks like a kitchen now. Are the floors just freshly washed? Yes, they are. How did the kitchen tap go? A lot of pressure. Look at that. Lovely. Good volumes of water. Good pressure of water. Wet hands, electricity, love it. Stick your tongue in there, waggle it about. We've cleaned all through here. And when a building's been dead for this long, obviously you put your power washer in the bathroom, obviously. Am I going to get down on my hands and knees and start scrubbing that one as well? We had to do that in the last one, didn't we? What thanks did we get for it? Anyway, jet wash. Look at the toilet. Look at that, clean! Does it flush? Oh yeah! Flushes with clean water. Oh no, hold on. There we go. Flushes. Sink. The sink. How's the sink, Simon? Marvellous. Look at that. Lots of pressure. Tap on the wall. Shower, cold water. Well, it's coming out down there because it would do, but if I open that, there we go. Shower, cold water. Bathroom cleaned. Water everywhere, good water pressure. I took the liberty of jetting the drain and the toilet obviously down through here. So, that's good for this week. So that means now we're into hot water. And that's a complete new plumb, as I've explained earlier, from there through the house into the kitchen. And replace all these pipes down here. Then we can move upstairs and look at the water heater. Have I looked at the water heater yet? No, I can't check the water heater without water being in it. So as a quick recap to the achievements of this week. Firstly, concrete base. Tank washed out and cleaned. Everything new from there. So I've taken off this pipe now because we don't need it because the tank works. We got a new pressure switch. We got 2 blow-off valves and a new tap. Look at the tank holding pressure. Isn't that amazing? It's just incredible. We've got all our valves and bits and pieces and doodads there. We've got a new pipe from there all the way to the bathroom. We've left the existing steel stuff. We've got a bit of work to do on this insulation. I have fixed it up, but I've only fixed it up very temporarily up here. I need to have a proper bar over there. And yeah, that's it for this week. I'm sure this video is really long by now. So that's like the hard plumbing, the real messy stuff out the way. I would say it's not if I had to lay the hot water pipe back into under the floor. We're not doing that. That's a silly game, that is. Like I say, we're going to run it in the house. I've cleaned all my tools up. I've cleaned the house up. We're ready for a fresh start on the hot water system on Monday. We have to sweep and check the chimneys to make sure they've all got liners. Check the chimneys. We've got the wood stove in the kitchen to do. And before the snow comes, I've got to do something about this decking. So that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to make a comment because all these things help out the algorithm. And that is that. What a week. Thank you all for joining me. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.